Hello bass players. Today I want to talk to you about the introduction to holding the bass, holding the bow, and playing some notes on the D string and G string. So let's talk about holding the bass first. We want to approach the bass so that we are facing into the bass, but the bass is facing out. You want to find a spot between, around like where my belt buckle is here, where that bass is going to sort of just lean into me. I'm going to sort of lean over the bass so that I can control the bass without using my hands. We don't want it to fall that way. We don't want it to fall that way. So we want to take a couple of minutes and approach the bass. Now, don't move the bass when you play. Keep the bass still. When we put our left hand on the bass, that will help, but we don't want to rest all the weight on our hands. We want the bass to fall a little bit forward so that our fingers can move around without having to feel like we're holding the bass. Make a C shape. Take your thumb, put it about in the back, right in about the middle of where the back is of the fingerboard. Now you have some tapes on your bass. Your thumb sort of going to go in the middle of your hand. 1, 4. We're not going to use our ring finger, our third finger. We're going to use opens, 1s, 2s, and 4s. Be very careful when you're practicing to make sure that you look, because the difference between 1 and 4 is big. And we want to make sure that we're on the tape for first finger and we're on the tape for fourth finger. Sometimes that means we have to pivot around if our hand isn't big enough, and that's fine. If we pivot up for 4, make sure that you pivot back, and vice versa. Okay, let's talk about the bow hold. Here's our bow. This is our French bow. This is our frog. This is our screw. This is the stick. I don't know if you can see here, but here's my bow grip, this long thing here, and then there's an empty spot. That empty spot's important. That's for my thumb. I'm going to grab at my bow from the top. My thumb is going to go right on the side here, almost a little underneath. I'm going to take the big knuckle of my first hand and of my first finger and lay it down, and I'm going to let these fingers curve around just like that. And I'll adjust this here so you can see. Now when I'm playing, I'm going to play, here's the strings. E, the lowest. A, D, and G. I want you to notice this end of this fingerboard. This is important. We're going to keep our hands, if I keep them like this, I should be able to bow between my fingers without hitting my fingers. So I'm bowing in like a straight line right at the end of this fingerboard. It's okay to get up a little bit into the black. We don't want to go too far down. So if I'm bowing on the D string, look at my hand. See how my hands stay still? I'm not flailing my fingers around. See how my hand's loose? My fingers are moving and the bow's staying straight. Okay. Let's talk about the left hand. On the D string, remember, G is the top, D is number 2. If we put our first finger on the first top tape, that's first position. This is called an E. So we have D, which gets nothing, E, which gets 1. 2 is F natural. We're not quite ready for that, but that's what it is. Remember, 3 goes down, but we don't use it. 3 and 4 go together. That's F sharp. So we need D, E, F sharp, next string G, and then A is at the very, very top. D, E, F sharp, G, A. If you look at number 6, or page 6 in your book, number 10, it's going to talk about G and D tuned. In G and D tuned, we're just playing open Gs. And then watch my elbow. I need to go to the D string, so I'm just going to drop my arm. And then back to G. So I raise my elbow. For number 11, F sharp, we're going to use 4s. And then I need to take them off for D, right? Now E and D tune, I've got E's or open D's, and be careful, later on they're going to throw in an A string, the second from the bottom. They're going to have one A in there for you. So happy practicing. Make sure you keep all of these good positions in mind as you're practicing, and I'll see you next time for some more notes.